Guess who's back? Who's back? The Queen is back. I've heard people say stuff like, oh, if you like to talk, start a podcast. Yeah, I'm talking now. Now what's up? You know what I mean? Anyways, yeah. So whenever I catch myself being a bit corny, I don't. What even is corny? I saw a bunch of American people doing what is it? Sorority group, mate. I saw a bunch of them doing like, standing, doing like, what group is this? This is Camp Rock, like all that stuff, and everyone's like, that's so corny. How is it corny? Whenever people are like, we need community, what happened to everyone talking to each other outside? What happened to kids having fun? When people are doing all these sorority groups, everyone's like, that's so corny. America's so weird. No, American people actually talk to each other. An American chap came to Britland and was like, you guys don't even look at each other on the street. No one talks to each other. It's just... And that's what always stuck in my head. No one talks to each other. No one. It's just... Let's say quickly record this person and post it on TikTok without them knowing. Hashtag, let's find this person. You already found them with the bleeding eyes, mate. You saw them across the street and you didn't talk to them. How was it not fun to be like, when you were young, you wanted to be part of Camp Rock? People actually want to go to summer camp. Well, I went to summer camp. That's a whole different story. I took an Uber the same day and I dipped. It said, yeah, yellow, I'm not going. And I left my pizza at the camp. By the time I got it back, that was not pizza. That was not pizza by the time I got it back. I left my pizza and my undies. And what really bugged me wasn't pizza though. Undies, you can get them from... Anyways, let's keep PJ. Flipping heck. Yeah, you don't talk to each other. The guy was like, you don't talk to each other. I was like, yeah, I agree with you, mate. It's like... When people actually do fun stuff, people are like, oh, it's weird. Which is why I generally don't care about people's opinions anymore. Not just on TikTok, just in TikTok. If I'm scrolling on TikTok and someone's like, if someone does this, cut them off, or what happened to this, or why are people scroll, I don't even engage in that content. TikTok is not real at all. Even Katsa were talking about this. Like, Sophia was literally talking about how people will literally say on the internet, Katsai is done. What is happening to Katsai? But when she went to Coachella and Lollapalooza, mate, there was a whole sea of people supporting them. So, no, TikTok's not real at all. Someone on TikTok can say to you that someone buying your jacuzzi is cheating. Shoot, I don't like talking about stuff like that on here, but it's true. Someone on TikTok can come in and say your friend telling you that you're having a bad hair day is a fake friend and she's a monitoring spirit and you need to cut her off before she turns you into a cockroach and frees you to the cockroach cheese. And you'll be like, yeah, that's true. Let me cut off my friend for telling me that actually I'm having a bad hair day. You guys are going to listen to the same people on TikTok who say that Michael Myers and Pennywise is attractive, telling you guys that you should cut your friend off for not texting you back for one day. What? Are you right? What's going on? And everyone listens, that's the thing. A healthy friendship is when... I'm so tired of the let's cut off someone because they looked at you the wrong way. Communication is key all the time. I've had so many miscommunications with people who are closest to me. Let's say someone went to a party with you and they left alone. And you're like, okay, I'm immediately going to cut off my friend because of that situation. But you didn't realise the reason that she left you alone was because she had to go home to an emergency or she had anxiety attack or you just never know. She had to help another person or she generally just doesn't know that she upset your feelings. Instead of you cutting someone off, that means that you actually need to talk to them, which is what people avoid. Half of you guys avoid serious conversations with people. You'd rather cut someone off and move on to the next person. But guess what? You're going to keep cutting people off for the rest of your life because you are afraid to actually confront someone and talk to them about it. And confronting people doesn't mean that it's always going to be bickering. Also, my big point is don't let anyone sway your opinion on social media. If you have an opinion about something, don't let anyone sway it. Like, what was I even talking about just a minute ago? Oh, having fun. Like, the sorority groups in America are actually cool. And I think they're so cool because it, like, brings community together and everyone can just have fun. Anyone who hates on it, okay, I feel like it's just sad if you hate on, like, people who are just having fun in college. That's my opinion. And remember, you're your own celebrity. Don't just realize everyone, like, the minute that I realized everyone's human and don't have to be perfect all the time is like, everyone's actually just like, everyone's like you. Everyone's just trying to wake up. This is how everyone's day goes. You wake up, you have to work a job somehow. Whatever job is still a job. You have to work, sleep, eat, repeat. So to put anyone on a pedestal, like, while they have so much money, it's like, you're human, you have struggles. I may not see your struggles, which is why I don't look at people and I'm like, I don't look at rich people and I'm like, they're so rich, I wish I was them. Because they still have their struggles. I don't know what goes on through their mind. They're still human. They're going to be judged when they die. Like, it's everything here is fake, but when you pass away, you're not going to have it. You're just going to be bones like me. We're all bones underneath our skin. So it's just like, so why should I put people on a pedestal when you're just like me? You know, you were created like me. We're all created with flesh. Like, whenever I see trends like, oh, celebrities that I would die for the face card for, I'm just like, even if you had that face card for someone else that you wished for, you wouldn't want it, because what you really want is to be okay with yourself, with your soul. You know what I mean? When you look at other people and you're like, oh, I wish that I looked like them. Even if you looked like them, you'd still wish that you looked like another person. The cycle would continue because what you're really not okay with is within yourself, within your soul. Sometimes it's actually not about what's on your face, you know. So many people, they'll change their appearance, but they still feel empty inside, which is why I say that you have to actually just love yourself. Oh, also, you have to love yourself because I've seen so many situations when people are not okay with themselves, and then a certain person comes in their life and it drives them insane and it brings out the worst parts of themselves that they haven't healed yet. Which is why I always say that you always have to build yourself to be better each day. You can't be like, okay, I'm going to get confident next week or this week, because you never know when you're going to be put in a certain situation or when someone's going to come in your life and it's going to bring out something in you. Sometimes you'll think you're so confident, you know yourself so well until a certain situation happens and you lose yourself, and then once that situation is over, you're like, wow, now I know what I have to fix in myself. And sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need to go through certain situations which are crazy for you to realise that there's a part of you that needs to heal, you know. That's what I've realised in life. Me, for example, what's a certain situation that I had to go through? Oh my gosh, yeah. I thought for the longest time, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely confident. This was time ago. I was like, yeah, I'm definitely confident. And then someone was mean to me for such a long time. That completely destroyed my confidence. And during that time period, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sad, you know, poor me and all that. But now that I'm here, how many years ago was this? Let's say this was like 7 years ago. yeah, 5 years ago. Now, after 5 years, I'm looking at it like the problem was never that person. It was me. It was the fact that I wasn't confident. If I was truly confident, I would have never been around them. I would have just been okay with being by myself without being around this person. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes it's not the situation that's the issue or the person that's the issue. It's you that's the issue. It's you that needs to heal your issue. You know what I mean? If that situation never happened to me, who would I be? That's what I always ask myself, you know. I'm like, I refuse to believe that. Hold on. Before I was like, if this situation never happened to me, I'd be so confident. Then I realised, no, I wouldn't. I'd just be someone else that I wasn't supposed to be. I hit the nail on the head. Yeah, I hit the nail on the head. And it's true. If you weren't put through certain situations, you would not be who you were meant to be. You'd be someone else that wasn't you. That doesn't go for every situation. That just goes for most situations. No, that actually goes for every situation. I'm talking about like connections with people, like friends. Like everyone's had like a traumatic friendship. If you haven't, God bless. Everyone's had like a bad person that's come in their life. And once they leave, you're like, oh, now I'm completely different. It's either you're more confident, you're glowing, and it's like, yeah, because even though the person who was brought into your life was horrible, now you are a better person. It always happens, and I see it with so many people. And at first you're crying, you're upset, you're aggravated at that person, and then you sit down and you realise, like, wow, I needed that. I needed that situation, I needed that person to come in my life for me to realise who I was. So yeah, I feel like sometimes you just put in trials and tribulations for a reason. Yeah, that's how I feel. Honestly. But thank you guys so much for watching. As you guys can tell, I'm getting a bit tired, but today's episode was, I'm gonna name it, Everyone is their own celebrity.